Tonight on Colorado's News Channel, a developing situation that impacts hundreds of thousands of drivers. It's an event that CDOT calls extraordinary. I-25 in the Denver Tech Center remains a mess after an intense fire this afternoon. A gas tanker crashed into a Jersey barrier. The fire quickly spread across nearly the entire section of highway.
We drove through that area late this evening, still slow going as CDOT does inspections and repairs. The southbound lanes are okay for the most part. The northbound lanes where the crash happened still all closed. The inspection has just begun, and a toxic mix of chemicals and fuel must be removed before those repairs can start. Dylan Thomas there tonight. Dylan, we know one of the most heavily traveled stretches of highway in the state. A lot of drivers waiting on those repairs.
200,000 people actually move through this area. Right behind me, you can see where they continue to try and repave the road behind me where that truck actually caught fire, charring so much of the road that it actually melted away portions of the interstate. Tonight, CDOT hopes to have all 5 lanes open by midnight in the southbound lanes, and they hope to have anywhere from 2 to 5 lanes in the northbound lanes open by tomorrow morning's commute, something the drivers we spoke with today say they're definitely rooting for. Wednesday morning, just before noon,
I just heard a huge boom and I didn't know what was happening.
Workers in the Denver Tech Center could see a plume of smoke.
It was deep and black and it was just big and bellowing.
I just saw this huge truck had just exploded, like billows of smoke and a lot of flame.
As crews worked tirelessly to extinguish the flames, traffic on I-25 was completely shut down. 10 lanes brought to a halt.
Stopped, like the cars were not moving at all.
Leaving 200,000 daily commuters with no other option but to take alternative routes.
I was actually going to be going 225 and I was going to go back down to Parker Road.
One realtor said a closing deal was left hanging on a 12-mile drive.
I took the back roads thinking it would be better, but everybody got off of I-25. Hour and a half later, I arrived with all the closing documents that everybody was waiting for.
With side roads plugged throughout Centennial and Aurora, traffic was a nightmare for many. Some say the traffic caused by this incident proves the metro area is expanding way too quickly.
And that's the cost we pay is traffic. Our roads were never meant for this many people.
To give you some context on how heavily this fire burned in the area, it takes almost 800 degrees in order to melt asphalt. 3 inches of the 14 inches of the interstate in the southbound lanes were melted. In the meantime, we're still trying to figure out how much that truck burned here in the northbound lanes heading into the commute tomorrow. We're live at the Denver Tech Center. Dylan Thomas, CBS 4 News.
Just incredible. Dylan, thank you.